It's another year with loads of rumours, speculation and fake leaks that Bloodborne Remastered or a remake will be revealed at a PlayStation conference. And every year I get my hopes up and I am left disappointed. Join me and we'll explore why Bloodborne deserves a remaster or remake and why everyone is ready to throw their money at the screens for one.
Shut up and take my money!
So Bloodborne was released exclusively for the PlayStation 4 in 2015. I can remember when Bloodborne was first revealed at E3 and I saw the undead and corpses being dragged around the streets of Yharnam. My jaw hit the floor. It was so dark and horrific, I was getting goosebumps and I couldn't wait for it. Bloodborne was from the same developers who made Dark Souls, and we saw challenging gameplay, this incredible dark and atmospheric universe, brilliant world and level design, and deep lore that secrets are still being uncovered today. These are the reasons that Bloodborne has fostered such an incredible, passionate and dedicated community. It's almost cult-like, with massive YouTube channels dedicated to uncovering the lore and secrets. And the number one reason to remake Bloodborne will be to attract a new wave of hunters, especially if this comes to PC. People who missed out on the PlayStation 4 version or completely new players will have the opportunity to experience this masterpiece and become a part of the community. I suppose this also means fresh new victims for experienced players to invade and slaughter. Hey, quick plug, I'm trying to grow the channel. My goal is 10,000 subs, so any help would be greatly appreciated. Send me your energy, your likes and subs. There's going to be a lot of content focused around RPGs. Thanks. Now you can take your old copies of Bloodborne and play them on your PlayStation 5, so why is everyone starving for a remaster or remake? Well, the biggest reasons are technical. This is a game designed to run at 30 frames a second, and unlike a lot of other games, the PlayStation 5 just can't boost the game up to 60 frames a second. That's because the game was developed and tailored to run at 30 FPS 1080p, and it's going to need a little update. And while the original is supposed to play at 30 frames a second, in some of those more visually intense areas the PlayStation 4 couldn't handle 30. The frame rate drops and you get an inconsistent gameplay experience. Don't forget those really long loading screens too. More modern hardware is going to cut down those loading screens dramatically. While the PS5 does load the game a bit faster out of the box, imagine if it was fully optimized for the hardware. Loading screens might not even need to exist. The difference between 30 and 60 FPS is like night and day, and if Bloodborne was already loved with all these technical weaknesses, imagine how good Bloodborne would be with a higher and more consistent frame rate.
You need only unravel its mystery.
With a remake also comes the opportunity to make quality of life improvements or add accessibility options. But if Bloodborne is fully remade, there's going to be a challenge in maintaining the original's difficulty and balance, as well as preserving the sense of horror, mystery, and discovery that we all experienced in our first playthrough. Now, there would be an opportunity to change or add in new content to Bloodborne, and personally I'd only want new optional content if it was developed by the original developers, From Software. The Demon's Souls remake was done by Bluepoint Games, and they didn't overstep their boundaries and stuck to just remaking the original game. And I think that's how it should be with Bloodborne. Another exciting aspect of a remake or remaster would be the opportunity to enhance the graphics. Yharnam is already hauntingly beautiful. Imagine higher resolution textures and models, or ray traced lighting and shadows. Now that would be a feast for the eyes and it would immerse you deeper into this dark world. But whatever upgrades come, I think it's important to keep the integrity and remain faithful to the original art style and atmosphere. While Bloodborne was made by From Software, I'd rather From Software focused on making exceptional new games rather than pointing resources into reworking an old game. I think this is more likely to be passed over to Bluepoint Games, a PlayStation studio who specialise in remaking games, and they did remake Demon's Souls, which was overall great, but I felt like there was a few moments where they hadn't quite captured the same atmosphere as the original, like the remade opening cinematic that looks more like Shrek 2 than the original Demon's Souls. There's a reason why Yharnam and Bloodborne lingers in our minds long after we finish playing it. It's an atmospheric masterpiece, and we gotta stay faithful to that. There is a risk of losing the original essence and disappointing fans who already have high expectations. There's currently a trend of games launching broken on PC. PlayStation Studios' latest release, The Last of Us, was panned by gamers for being completely broken.
What do you want from me?
This must not happen with Bloodborne. Ever since Bluepoint remade Demon's Souls, we've been left wondering, what are they doing now? There were rumours that Bluepoint were remaking Metal Gear Solid games, but with 3's remake recently announced, we now know that's being done by Konami and Virtuos. Maybe a Bloodborne remake is already in the works. I think there's so many people asking for a Bloodborne remaster or remake, it's easy money and silly not to make one. Let's hope that From Software or Sony have heard our pleas and will grant us an opportunity to return to those twisted streets of Yharnam in glorious 60 frames a second. Do you think we'll ever get a Bloodborne remake or remaster? Let me know in the comments, and peace for now.